Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charleston, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things. And we see them. And today we're going to be talking a little bit about Russell Westbrook and his coverage. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, as all of you are aware, I'm sure, Russell Westbrook recently signed with the Los Angeles Clippers, and it's one of those signings that has a number of people conflicted. Some people think it's going to work. Others think it's not going to work. I'm one of the people that think it's going to work, and I'm going to explain to you a little bit later in this particular show why I feel that way. But on another note, I've noticed that the coverage he's been getting since moving on for the Los Angeles Lakers is becoming quite disgusting, to be quite honest with you, especially from folks from ESPN. And it was something that became so alarming that at one point, Russell Westbrook's own wife called out people at the network by name for basically trying to slander this guy's name. Right? Reporting on stories of him being called a vampire, people laughing at him through the hall. Like, yo, what is this? What is going on here? To the point where now other players around the NBA are like, yo, I just want to see Russell Westbrook win because of all of this stuff that he's gone through. Just when you thought it was over, just today, combing through the internet here, and I was kind of researching the next thing to talk about, then I see a video get suggested to me from ESPN, and the title says, "You cannot start Russell Westbrook. Brian Windhorst gets fired up talking about the Clippers." And I'm like, what the hell is going on here? So I click on the video to hear what he had to say. And what he had to say, man, was just some more hate being thrown at Russell Westbrook. So what I want to do is play the comments that he had to make there, and then we're going to come back and react to it. Take a listen to what was said there.
I was pretty surprised. When I saw it, I was like, wow. Because I think Kawhi had to have been for it too.
Right.
But Paul George was the catalyst. Kirk, I was like, wow, I can't believe they did it.
But do you start him? What's his role? What do you guys think his role is?
Listen, man, you cannot start him. Come on, man. You cannot start him. Absolutely not. No, it is absolutely not an option.
So then when do you bring him off the bench?
Never.
Like, how do you use him?
Never.
What's his role?
Exactly. I don't know.
That's the big
Kirk,
question, guys. This is a question of role clarity. If you're telling me Westbrook's going to play 30 minutes a night for this team, I hate this move. I hate it. I've watched a decade of it. This guy is inefficiency in a can. He turns the ball over more than almost any other player in the league. He takes shots that other players, teammates should take. It is going to come down to how he's being used. And here's where I was with this team. I was talking to Zach about it last week after the flurry of deadline moves that this team made, that Spearsy did a great job sort of outlining. And then I loved it. I loved all the pieces. Ty Lue, one of my favorite playoff coaches. I thought those trade deadline moves gave Ty Lue a lot to play with. And he's a great tinkerer, a great strategist. I love that pre-Westbrook flurry of moves for this team's playoff. If you look at the numbers with Kawhi and Paul, man, this team is starting to just hum. And that I love the versatility they have. And then they just throw this in there.
Gluttonous, right?
If Westbrook accepts a diminished role, which is the biggest if west of the Mississippi River, folks, if he accepts a diminished role, this could work. But if you're telling me he's starting or he's a high volume player, he's closing games, I don't like this move at all for Ty Lue and the Clippers. So I think the ultimate question, and you guys already alluded to it, is a role clarity question. What are we expecting here? 5 minutes a game, 20 minutes a game, 30 minutes a game? The answer to that sort of will tell me how to feel about this risk.
Yeah.
The Clippers started Terrence Mann, I guess, as at point guard. They don't really have a point guard, right?
Well, that's the thing.
Him out.
Yeah, I mean, John Wall was injured already, and they traded him. They traded out Reggie Jackson. Terrence Mann does kind of start as their point guard. And by the way, in that game in Phoenix, he had one of his best games of the season. I wonder where his head is at seeing this move. And so they kind of have a number of different guys that initiate the offense. Paul George does it. Kawhi Leonard can do it. Terrence Mann does it. When Marcus Morris is a guy who can distribute a little bit. I'm not saying he's bringing the ball up, but they can run offense through him. That's the way their team is designed. When they go to the bench, Eric Gordon has been coming off the bench. Like I said, he led them in assists the last game. I'm not saying that'll be the case every time. Eric Gordon's been handling the ball his whole career. He's been a guy who can do it part-time. They have Bones Highland, who is not a pure point guard, but certainly can play that role.
Let me tell you the other two gentlemen that were in that particular segment there. It was Mark Spears, who does a great job, obviously, and Kirk Goldberry. Now, Kirk Goldberry has put together some really fantastic pieces for ESPN, especially when he's talking about mid-range shooting, some on Kawhi, some on Kobe, some on Jordan, some on Kevin Durant. He's done some fantastic work. I suggest you guys go out and check out some of the stuff that he's done on ESPN. But back to this. This is getting ridiculous. Why does it matter to y'all that much? The guy has moved on. Why does it matter to you guys this much? Like, okay, when is it stopping? Like, when is enough with you cats? Why are you saying this? Like, aren't you guys tired? Apparently not. Now, the next question I have is simply this. Why are you saying this? What is informing your decision to say all of these things? Oh, he's terrible. But based on what? If you're saying that based on what you saw with the Lakers, I mean, with his time there, it means that you really haven't sat down to really analyze and scrutinize his signing. Let me tell you guys why I think it will work with the Clippers, or at least it would be a better fit than it was with the Lakers. The reason I'm saying this is because, number one, the Lakers starting lineup did not have any guys that could really stretch the floor. That's the first issue. You bring in another guy in Russell Westbrook who doesn't really stretch the floor, who is ball dominant like LeBron and needs a certain set of personnel to be successful. Therein you had the conflict. That's the first thing. If you look at the roster of the Clippers are loaded with players that can literally stretch the floor. Let me give you guys some names of the players that are shooting close to 40% from the three-point line this season for the Clippers roster. Paul George is shooting 38% from three. Kawhi is shooting 38% from three. Norman Powell is shooting 41.7% from three. Marcus Morris Sr. is shooting 38.1% from three. Eric Gordon is shooting 37.5% from the three. Terrence Mann is shooting 39.2%, 2% from the three. Nicholas Batum is shooting 37.8% from the three. So Russell Westbrook is going to be playing with a team that has a lot of guys that can space the floor. So the issues he was having with the Lakers is not going to be the same with the Clippers. And I think they're going to have some space to operate, especially when they go to that small ball lineup of Russell Westbrook at the 1, Paul George at the 2, Kawhi Leonard at the 3, Marcus Morris Sr. at the 4, Nicholas Batum at the 5. Spacing is not going to be the issue. That's the first thing. So I'm not really sure when you're saying it's not going to, is it from an X and O standpoint? The second part I want to get to is, well, maybe what he's going to add, what he's going to be in the locker room in terms of a deterrent, a toxic person. This is the first time in Russell Westbrook's career that I'm hearing that he's a locker room cancer. The first time. I never heard it before. Never heard it before. Never. Another thing that which is causing me to wonder, these guys really scrutinizing this information. It has been reported that Russell Westbrook has been speaking to the Clippers for some time. They outlined the various roles he could potentially fulfill with the Clippers, and therefore there most likely won't be any issues. In the case of Russell Westbrook and the Lakers, I am 100% sure that Russell Westbrook had no idea that by him going to the Lakers, at a certain point, he was going to be asked to come off the bench. I don't think he went there under that pretense. I don't think so. I think if he knew that from the onset and still decided to go there, I doubt it would have been such a challenge for him. To me, man, I don't know what you guys are really doing. I don't know what it is. Why you guys have a hard on for Russ? I don't really know what it is. To me, I think it's weird. So what I want to know from you guys is simply this. What do you think about what I had to say in the video? What do you think about what they had to say? Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comment section and we catch you on the next episode. Peace.